Hi everybody, how's it going again? This is CAB. This is Kicking Facts with another episode, hopefully of informative facts for you people today. Solo again today. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the subject of the day is success. How to succeed. A lot of people in life want to succeed in various things, whether it's love, finance, business, hustling, or whatever it is. But there are certain blueprints that you have to follow in order to make sure that you have success. Now, I don't know how long this was going to go. It might be in two parts. As you already know, Kicking Facts is unscripted and we go straight off the cusp. So here we go. The tips, 10 tips. We might have 2 extra ones at the end, but we have to get there first. 10 tips on how to become successful in anything that you do. Now, the first one is obvious. One, you have to have a goal, right? In order to score, you have to have a goal. Same as in life. In order to score in life, you have to have a goal. There has to be the finish line. You have to start and then you have to have a clear-cut finish. So you always have to have a clear-cut finish line. That might seem obvious, but the problem with a lot of people is they have a goal in mind, but their goal changes. It's just like you ever hear the saying, you keep moving the goalpost. Some people have a tendency to do that for themselves. They have a set goal in mind, say to save, I want to save $10,000, right? But then before they even get there, they done already changed it to 15 and 20. And it keeps changing, So with every goal, there is a clear-cut way to get there. So without a goal, you can't plan accordingly to how to reach that goal. And if your goal keeps changing, you're gonna have to redo your plan over and over and over again. And then you go from succeeding and knowing what your goal is to keep starting your goal over and over again. So have a clear-cut goal on what it is you're trying to do and stick with it. Don't keep moving it. Don't keep changing it. Once you reach it, you can start it over again and do a new goal. But don't change the goal that you're trying to achieve because you don't know when you're going to reach it. And if you're planning to reach it, your plans are going to have to change. This is how people, you ever hear the old saying, I've started things but don't finish, or I'm working on 5 different things but you got 5 things undone. That helps nobody. All right, so make sure you have a clear-cut goal on what it is you're trying to accomplish for whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's you're trying to start a new business, whether you got a goal in mind to whether you're on the block and you want to be the kingpin of the hood or whatever. You got to have a clear-cut goal. All of these things that I'm going to talk about going forward are pretty much universal. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's street knowledge, business, relationship, you got to have a clear-cut goal. All right, and everything that I am going to go over transcends. It's all about success. Success in anything that you do. All right. So the first one is have a clear-cut goal. All right. Now, second one is play to your strengths. Okay. This is kind of a two-parter, but you don't want to have a goal in mind or trying to succeed in something that's not your strong suit. A lot of people have a goal in mind or want to succeed because they see somebody else succeed. Okay, you can't be a rapper or a football player or have a wicked jump shot or be the world's greatest hustler or in business or on the street just because you see somebody else do it. That might not be your strength. And I say this all the time, God gives you talent, people make you famous. So make sure that the talent that you have, your strength, is catered toward what you're trying to accomplish. It makes it a lot easier. If you are athletic and your goal is sports related, then that helps. If you are like, it's almost like a singer who wants to sing but can't sing because they got a lot of stuff that they want to get off their chest. and they got a lot of stuff they want to sing about, but they have no pipes. Okay? You don't want to be a singer. You want to be a songwriter. See, that's the difference. That's what I mean by know your strengths. All right? Just so you want to, you see somebody else doing something, you know, and you think that it's easy to do. Yes, it could be easy because they're catering to what's easy to them. Okay? And so you always have to make sure what your strengths are and that your goals are aligned with your strengths. Okay? Because when you're trying to accomplish anything, it's work. But you might hear this old saying goes, I work at what I do because I love it, because I'm good at it. A lot of people, when they're frustrated in their jobs or in life or things they're trying to do, is because they're trying to do things that they're not good at. Which is why they have to go to school, and they try to get trained, and they try to take a lot of advice, and they try to, you know, second guess. It's because it's not natural. Everybody, and I said this in one of my prior podcasts about money, everybody can't be rich. Everybody can't be successful at everything. So you got to make sure that what you're good at. Now, the only person that's going to know what you're good at is you. So you need to figure it out, what you're good at. Whether you're good at computers, you're good at math, you're good at finance, you're good at people, talking to people, you got that gift of gab, or you're good with your hands. So whatever it is, you got to make sure that you are playing to your strengths. Okay? Now, number 3, and this is I say this a lot to people, don't drink your own Kool-Aid. Okay? And what I mean by that is, everybody thinks that they're the shit. Everybody thinks that their goals are going to be easy because they are that guy or that girl, or they have it worked out in their head so effortlessly that there's no way they can fail. I'm here to tell you that you are. If you think like that out the gate, you will fail, and you're not, you know, like that. Everybody that has succeeded. One thing that's funny about people who are successful, they always tell you the same thing: believe in God, work hard, pray on it, yada yada yada, all that. No, yeah, you can put that in there, but that they won't give you the actual keys to success, because one thing about successful people, they don't want other people to be successful because they want to be unique. Now, back to the topic. You want to make sure that you're not too full of yourself, because when you do that, you've already lost the battle. You're not looking at the obstacles and the challenges. You're not playing to your strengths. You're not even looking at your goal. You automatically assume that just because you're going to win. You might have had some success in certain things, and then you start going, oh, I can't lose. Everything that I do is going to be a knock out the park, home run, or slam dunk, or whatever metaphor you want to use. But that's not the case. Any and every entrepreneur or business person that's worth anything will tell you they didn't succeed right out the gate. They had a lot of failures and they learned from them. Jeff Bezos with Amazon, Bill Gates, on and on and on. These are some of the richest people in the world, but Amazon wasn't his first rodeo. Microsoft wasn't his first rodeo. He failed. He tried some things and learned from it. So don't get caught up on yourself. And when things don't go right and you're caught up on yourself, you get depressed. And then you start doubting yourself. So don't drink your own Kool-Aid, because it's you're not gonna do it by yourself. You're not gonna everybody makes a plan, or every coach designs a play to be a touchdown play. Are they? No. Because they have defense to stop you. Life is defense. Life is designed to stop you. That's what life is designed to be, that D line to stop every play that you got. So you have to make sure that you're doing things the proper way, and that you're not just caught on yourself, that you just think that, oh, I'm special, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going to automatically do it. No, life don't care who you are. You got to do things the right way, and don't get too caught up on yourself. So don't drink your own Kool-Aid. All right. Which leads to my next one. You cannot do it alone. You cannot. There are very few things, actually almost nothing if you really think about it, that a person can do by itself. You can't. There is always supporting people around you, with you. There are spinning wheels in the background sometimes that you don't even see to help you get your goals. So you have to make sure that the people around you are people around you that are, one, going to help you reach your goals, and that they are playing to their strengths. You got to make sure that you delegate things and separate your goals so that you're not stuck doing the same thing over and over again and failing, so you can give it to people that can get things done. For instance, if you're not a good typer, I know a lot of people aren't good spellers. I mean, our society, they do everything for you. You got spell check and autocorrect. So you got some people that just, especially the new generation, they can't. This goes with a lot of stuff they teach you in school that you don't really use in real life. But you might have a flaw. You might be, really intelligent, but you might not be good with computers. You might not be good with coding or math, or just, running Excel spreadsheets or pivot tables. Find people who are. You need it. Find somebody to do it. Just like you don't have to type 100 words a minute to have a secretary that can type 100 words a minute. Okay? So you don't have to be a mechanic to have a mechanic work for you. You don't have to equal other people's skill set in order for them to help you get from A to B, to help you get to your successful goal. You don't have to know how to do it. You just have to have somebody to know how to do it. So you always have to make sure you have a good team around you. Any successful person, if they're true, they will tell you that you got to have a good team around you, because you can't see everything. You only got 2 eyes and 1 brain. So when you have a team around you, it's just extra set of eyes, an extra brain, it's an extra point of view. It also becomes being a good leader was a part of success, but that's down the road on this list. So you always got to make sure that you have people around you, because you cannot. There's no way you can do it alone. That's just. And if anybody tell you they did, they're lying. They're lying to you. Nobody did it alone. If you hear people say, "Oh, I did it all by myself," and I didn't know. No, they didn't. They had some. You can't even. There's not too many things you can even do by yourself. You can do by yourself. So, and there's always somebody that's supporting you in the background or in the front, or somebody that's inspiring you, or somebody that gave you advice, or somebody that gave you a helping hand, loaned you some money, did something. But you'll be kidding yourself if you say that they didn't lend a hand and you did it all by yourself, because nobody can do anything by themselves. That's just a myth. And you'll be cheating yourself if you think you can, because you won't succeed. And if you have a team and you tell people that you're doing it by yourself, all you're doing is undercutting your team and making them feel unwanted. I don't care how much you're paying them in the background, how much you're doing for them. Everybody wants to be acknowledged for their accomplishments, or that the time and effort that they are given to help you succeed in your success. Yes, they'll be grateful that you allowed them to help you succeed, and when you succeed, they succeed. So it's always one hand washing the other, but you got to make sure that you don't try to do everything alone. All right. It also goes back to make sure you put those people where they are supposed to be. And like one of the first ones was play to your strengths. Make sure you got these people playing to their strengths. Okay. People are the ultimate success. What I mean by that, and I said it before, God gives you time, people make you famous. You have to know how to deal and talk and work with people. Who owns companies? People do. Who makes everything? People do. Who makes food? People do. People do everything. Okay? So you have to know how to articulate your case and work with people, because everything you do when you succeed, there is a person at the end of that. Either that a person that you're trying to impress, trying to have open the door for you, because at the end of every successful endeavor, there's a person there that's going to open the door for you to get in and say, hey, you have accomplished what you're doing. So you have to know that how to deal with people, and how to know how to work people, and how to know how to work people into your success, because people are the ultimate success, and the people that you're around. I'll give you an example. If you're in your neighborhood and you only got a certain amount of people that can only go but go so far. You could be in the hood doing whatever it is you're doing. You're trying to elevate to another level. So you've already outgrown the people that's in your neighborhood, that's in your section, to go to another level of people. You get what I'm saying? You going to another layer of people, of success. And then when you hit that level of people, you're going to go to another level of people. Okay, so, and that's what I mean by people are the ultimate success. It's the group that you're around. You know, and when you're around people that ain't doing nothing, guess what? You're going to do nothing. If you're around people that's doing something, guess what? You're going to do something. If you hang around a bunch of millionaires, guess what? You're going to be a millionaire. If you hang around a bunch of billionaires, you're going to be a billionaire. But because people are the ultimate success of where you put yourself at in increments of life. Because everywhere you go at a moment of success, there are people that are already there. They're either going to give you open arms and say, welcome to this level. And you're either going to be content with that level, or you're going to try to get to the next level. So at the end, like I said, at the end, people are the ultimate success. Now, in order to start moving towards your goal and all the other ones I talked about, the next thing is you have to get things accomplished. So once you have your goal, you got your people in place, and you're not full of yourself, you have to, and this is kind of midway, because this is where a lot of people fail. You have to get things accomplished. Every day you have to accomplish something. And I'll tell you why. Just like any marathon or any trial or anything else, or any goal, you have to start. Starting is the hardest part. Getting up in the morning. Who wants to get up in the morning? Really think about it. Who wants to get up in the morning? You want to get in that bed. You want to stay in that bed. Especially if you got a nice person laying there with you all snuggled up. But life is calling. You know you got to get up and go to work. You got to get up and do things. You got the kids. You got stuff. But you don't want to do that. But you have to get up and get things accomplished. That's what I mean by that, is because as a person, we get comfy and we don't want to get things done. We know things need to be done. And we know they're not going to get done unless we do them or have somebody do them. But for every one action that you do is one less action you have to do. Let me say that again. For everything that you do, everything that you accomplish towards your goal, is one less thing that you have to accomplish towards your goal. Okay? It's just like running a marathon. For every step you take is one less step you have to take. And the further along you are towards your goal, guess what? There's no turning back. Because the further you go, the more things you accomplish. When you look back, you go, damn, I started way back there. But there's the goal. We halfway to it now. So that's what I mean by getting things accomplished. The more things you get accomplished, the less things you have to accomplish. So you have to train yourself and make sure you're doing things when you don't want to do them. That you have to get up when you don't want to get up. Sit down behind that computer when you don't want to sit down behind that computer. Take that class. Talk to these people that you don't want to talk to. You have to do all of these things, because if all of these things are towards your goal, you have to do them, because like I said, that's one less thing you have to do. And that's each step you take, or each action you take, or each encounter that you go through gets you closer and closer towards your goal. So you definitely have to get in the habit of getting things accomplished. Whether it's little things or big things, as long as it's moving you towards your goal, you will be better off for it. Because like I said, when you look back, you don't have to go all the way back. You're already moving there. You're already moving forward. You're already closer to your goal because you're getting things accomplished. You can't just look at a goal and think that it's going to come to you. No, you have to go to it. Don't work that way. You have to go toward it, and the only way you can go toward it is if you go towards it. Okay? Now, one thing that I said earlier is keep people around you to help you with your goals. Flip side of that is keep people away from you that don't belong. And we as people, we put people in our lives, one, because we don't want to be lonely. And as this old saying goes, no man is an island. We put people in our lives for various reasons. We put people in our lives that can't help us. We put people in our lives that can't do jack for us. We put people in our lives that won't even throw a punch if we get in a fight. But guess what? You know this because you know these people. If you think about every, I'll just go to the movies for a second. You think of every mob movie or every hustler movie, there's always one guy that you knew shouldn't have been there, and you knew his traits was gonna fuck up the bag, and he fucked the bag up. You knew he was, I'll give you a prime example. Scarface, one of the greatest movies. There's a movie, it's fictional, but this happens all the time in real life. You know, it was best friend. He knew his best friend loved the bitches. He knew his best friend was a go hard dude. They banged together because just so happened they knew each other. You know what I mean? It's like by circumstance. It's not like they grew up together. They had a circumstance that put them together, and they said, you know what, hey, let's do this together. But Tony knew that this guy was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? He knew that he loved the ladies. So he gave him one rule, don't fuck with my sister. So what do you thought was gonna happen? This the same guy that you know this dude loved the bitches. You know this. And what happened? You lost your right hand man. You lost the love of your sister. Fucked your head up. And fucked up your whole bag because you let somebody in your hustle that shouldn't have been there in the first place. Let them, you got some people, you gotta let them love you from a distance. Because when you let them into something that you know they shouldn't be into, you can't be surprised when they fuck it up. And everybody that's looking at this now, you know somebody that's one of your friends, and you know their weaknesses, and you know their pluses, you know their minuses, and you know that they are not meant to help you in your goal, and that the only thing they can do for you is get in the way. And the only thing you can do for them is help them. Help get in your way. By keeping them around. And it's a lot of reasons why people get successful and they leave where they're from, and they go, the same people that grew up with them are hating on them. Same people that grew up with them, same people that were in that circle, talk about them, because you can't keep these people around you. You can't keep people around you that aren't going to help you with your goal, because there's nothing worse than getting your goal accomplished and then having somebody who shouldn't have been there in the first place screw it all up for you. And that happens. I mean, you could business, life, relationships, girls or guys will have best friends or girlfriends or whatever, and you try to get a successful relationship, and you got your friends who aren't on the same mindset. All they can do is hate on your relationship. Talk about things that you can't relate with because you got a woman at home or you got a man at home and they single. All they can do is stop you from being the person that you want to be and succeed in your relationship because they don't know. They're not helping you. So you got to make sure that you keep people away from, I'm not saying I don't have any friends. I'm just saying that don't involve people just because they are your friends in your road to success. Let them admire you from a distance and be your cheering section, give you moral support, But you can't just let them have access to the bank accounts. You can't just let them know exactly the ins and outs of the hustle. You can't let them, just be doing things that you know they can't handle. Because there's no secrets. All these guys in jail right now, and probably people snitching and ratting and all that blah, blah, blah. You knew these motherfuckers was going to do that in the first place. You know these niggas. You grew up with them. These niggas told in elementary school. So you know damn well you put some real shit in their face, they gonna snitch. Now like these girls, she tell you about how she fuck this bitch, fuck this bitch, fuck this bitch, I fuck her man. Then when she fuck your man, you shocked. That's what they do. So you have to keep them people away from certain things, especially when it's involving your success. Now we're running a little long, so we might have to wrap this one up, and I might have to do it as a part 2. So we're going to backtrack, have a goal, play to your strengths, don't drink your own Kool-Aid. All right, you can't do it alone, and put people where they are best at. People are the ultimate success, and get things accomplished. All right, and last one for the day, we almost done, but keep people out of the process that don't belong. There are a couple more, a little more in depth, but we'll do that in a part 2 and it won't be as long. So join me back here again for another episode of Kicking Facts. We're going to do a part 2 of how to be successful in life, business, relationship, and everything else. So this is CAB. I see you on the next one, and this is Kicking Facts.